India during the Industrial Revolution in the 1920s and 30s. An 8-hour workday was the first which Tata started. Maternity leave, they started. Benefits, to workers, they started in India. And all this was much before even before it happened in the West.
Okay.
In the 20s and 30s, all this was not there in the West. But they thought about it then. So they are pioneers in the industry for looking after their employees and being a fair workplace. And I think it runs in the DNA of the conglomerate and the group. So even now, when we look at, I can tell you, Gallup does a poll every year for the best places to work for. So last 3 years in a row, my particular company, Indian Hotels, has come in the top 25 best workplaces in the world to work for. 3 years in a row. So obviously there is something that they are doing right. And there are a whole lot of there are 2 other Tata companies that are part of it. And if you generally see the satisfaction level of employees within the group is much higher than your regular industries.
So hiring, right, empowering, and third thing.
So third thing I think is also as leaders we have to lead by example.
Okay.
And I think people see, you have to walk your talk, because in a lot of other, as I said, there are other big conglomerates where leaders will say something and then the actions are totally contrary to what they say, which is not so. Sometimes those decisions may hurt you, in the short term.
Okay.
But I think in the long term, if you want to build an enduring legacy, you have to walk the talk, because as the leader, the higher you go, the more visible you are. Everyone can see you. You probably don't know, but they interpret every move of yours down the line. They know they see you, and you think you are hidden, but it's not true.
In your
It's right
career,
there.
if I may ask a personal question, any one instance where a competitor or any other company made you think, okay, let me just join them, but then you decided against it and continue?
Yeah, I think we all,
Many times,
in our culture, it comes, but it was more so earlier. There was a time when I think I was in Delhi, and then newly married.
Yeah.
So my wife got a job with a fancy bank.
Okay.
So I thought, let me also try. So I got
Think of Delhi, yeah?
So I also got a job with a fancy bank then.
Okay.
But when I went up to my boss, to talk to her that this is what I'm thinking. So she sat me through, okay, so why do you want to leave? Okay, is it for money? So I said, yeah, because
Obviously,
one of it
one
is
of the
this.
things is always
So
that.
then she kind of dug in deeper. What is it that you want to do?
Yeah.
You want to learn? Because she told me, okay, here right now the money they will give you 3 times more money.
Yeah.
But what next? What next? Think 4-5 years from now, what will you learn? What will you get back? So I think it kind of somehow rung a bell with me somewhere that, okay, perhaps this is not a better decision. I need to perhaps think longer term. And then I kind of stayed.
I have a question for you. Because till now we were talking about the culture, we were talking about the awareness, we were talking about the ethics, ethics. But still, my personal experience about the hospitality industry, there is one major area where awareness is still missing. Before coming to that, I just tell you how I connect to hospitality and especially the Taj. Because before 26/11, 5 days before I was there, the company ACL was there for a conference. And I had seen that after the incident, how Taj came up with the security concerns and whatever the implementation were done. Second thing is that Taj is still client of ideas that it will guide us as for forecasting system, if I system, the revenue forecasting system. So I was handling your data center security.
Okay.
So now coming part of the which I am seeing the awareness that is related to the cyber security, Because if you consider the report of Symantec 2011, $338 billion cybercrime revenue loss all over the world, out of which 110 is only from hospitality industry, and consider the hotel jump pie about it, it's around 78. So when we came out of and we started talking about the cybersecurity in hotel industry, if you consider the attitude in India is yes, this is the attitude. And when we started in northern region, I can say that Amara Hotel is the first hotel who actually understand this thing, and they have given us chance to secure their Wi-Fi, their point of sale systems and other things. So this is just a question which I wanted to ask, like whether Taj is also trying to do this, something like that, they are already doing.
No, I'm sure we see. I may not have an exact answer to your question because I don't know the technical details. But all I know is that our entire IT we have just decided to outsource to TCS. One of our very respected companies, and I think they are looking at our entire IT architecture, the way it is, and cyber security. I'm sure is a part of that. But I will not be able to give you specifics or details because I'm really not involved in it at the moment. But all I know is that it is going to TCS, and I'm sure they are very well aware of the facts that you spoke about. That, it's important in hospitality industry. Really want to do. So, and they do huge projects all over the world. So I'm sure cyber security is a part of it.
Because if you consider in India only, we had contacted NCR, and we had from that information we had taken how many cases have been registered in the hotel industry, and around 113 cases registered in India.
Okay.
Where one of the cases like the criminal is going to the various hotels and hacking their Wi-Fi and doing the credit card fraud and keep on chasing the hotel, and at the end the hotel is also liable for that.
No, while I understand, but we have a very good system in our hotels. If we do find a case like this, we share it within the industry, that we had this particular case, so that it's shared and the other hotels don't get affected. So we do have a pretty robust system of sharing this kind of incident. So we do that. So that doesn't repeat.
Yes, Vinay?
Thank you very much for a wonderful talk. I have two questions.
Sure.
Nothing related to hotel service industry. One, you said one of your roles in US is to build a Taj brand.
Yeah.
I'd love to know certain challenges and how you overcome them. Where they're like industry is very mature, and if I talk about in comparison to India, the other brands they know much better branding practices,
Yeah.
right? So how you like within 5-6 years? So what challenges you faced and how you overcome them?
Right. So, as I said, while we are a very established brand in India, and everyone knows Taj, very few people know Taj in the US. They know the Marriotts, they know the Hyatts, they know Four Seasons, they know the Ritz-Carlton. So we do have a challenge of building that brand, Taj, but the way to build it is that a couple of things you need to do. One, we need to have a critical mass of hotels in the US, in key gateway cities. So right now we have 3 hotels, but all these 3 hotels are the best located in these cities. Like the best location in Boston, San Francisco, and New York. Perhaps the best located hotels are ours. So that right now that's the peg that we've taken. So that the best locations of everywhere are reserved for the Taj. So we are looking at building a critical mass in other cities as well, like Chicago, like LA, like Washington DC, Miami. Once we have a footprint in all these other key gateway cities, I think the brand recognition will automatically increase. That is one. Number 2, of course, is that we have to bring in the element of Tajness. Now, what do I mean by that? And come to that.
USP.
Which is the famed Indian hospitality that we spoke about. That, right from the moment you enter a lobby of a Taj, you know this is the Taj. There's a certain vibe, there's a certain warmth that you get. So, one, we are trying to impose that into the hotels there. That takes time. It's not because one of the challenges we face when we spoke about challenges, is that 95% of our staff is local American. They don't know what is Indian hospitality. They don't know, what Taj stands for.
So you kind of cross-train to
So-
ask them to be here, you know?
So we do a lot. We've infused a few of our people from India there. Number two, we have some very interesting training programs that we do, and one of them is called the Spirit of the Taj. It's a module for 3 days that we've insisted that every staff goes through. So what does that talk about? It's actually in the form of storytelling, and that's something that I think if you really want to build a great culture in any organization, including if you can talk about, people don't relate to facts and figures because they forget. If your PowerPoint presentation, tuck, 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 you'll get the message across, but you forget. If you want them to remember, it goes back to the old days of, when we were young, this Panchtantra, all that.
Storytelling, Katha and all
Those
that.
stories stick
Oh yeah.
because they are stories, and then there's something out of it. So we've kind of taken it from there. So we've taken stories of our leaders within the group, be it Jamshedji Tata, be it JRD, be it Ratan Tata, and other various other leaders, kind of things that have happened, interesting facts about what they did, how, where, what. Again, talking about making them feel proud about the Taj, like all the things that happened there. So we have stories about, how the Beatles came and stayed in the Taj, and how Pandit Ravi Shankar, the late, he taught them how to play the sitar here. And so we are kind of, we've taken those snippets and we're building stories around it, so that people feel, one, they feel a connection, one, there's something called guest engagement stories that we do. Now, guest engagement stories is, and that's something that we're taking across our group now. What we are saying is that you need to be able to, whenever there's a guest in front of you, you need to engage with them at an emotional level. You need to catch the cues and then do something more than he expects. And I'll give you a story about that. There was a Japanese guest who was staying in one of our Taj hotels. He and his wife, and he was there for 3 months on some kind of a program where he used to go to a particular site every day and come back in the evening. And so one day his wife was sitting there, sitting in the restaurant, and she's saying that I'm going now, and I really feel very concerned that you don't eat proper food, you don't. And he liked Japanese food, you don't there. It's a construction site, you don't get your food. I don't know, you don't take care of yourself. She was suddenly talking to him. She left the next day. So after 3-4 days, she gets a call from the husband saying, you're the best wife in the world. So she says, what did I do? She says, every day when I go, I get a nice packed lunch with me, this and that. And when I asked the restaurant manager, he said,
Courtesy of
courtesy
wife.
to your wife. But she says, I never told him. And he said, I don't even remember. So what had actually happened is that the restaurant manager was roaming around, he overheard that. So he on his own did it. And when he asked, he said, no, that's your wife. I'm just saying that there's so many little things that you can do like this, where, and the guy was like,
And the guy is going to go back and tell 200 people.
200 people. So, we encourage people to do things like this, and when they do, we share these stories across the organization. So we have the top 20 stories of every month across what's happening. It's published in our internal intranet, and we share this. And
He's right actually, I've been to Jaipur only once, and I stayed in a small hotel called Hawa Mahal or someplace. I don't even remember the hotel's name, but I remember the guy who was in charge at several desks. I would spend daily 1 hour with him. His father used to be one of those gates of Jaipur, was in charge of that gate. So he was an old timer and knew all the secrets of chieftains and all. Forget Amir and forget palace. I would make sure that 1 hour I spent evening. And I don't know, I have told 100 people कि अगर जा रहे हो तो ये है, यहाँ पे he'll tell you where to go and all.
But I had an experience with the Taj Group, exactly the same thing at Chennai Fisherman's Cove last March. our AC comped off in the morning. So I was just talking to my wife, and the chef overheard, and the GM came out when we were checking out. That I sincerely apologize that you had. I mean, this is again purely what you said. He just overheard us talking on the TV. Told the GM, and I later on connected. I was reading the brunch. Veer Sanghvi was writing about the Fisherman's Cove. So I have become like a fan for life. Now I'm going to Mumbai. But it was that little thing that he overheard. The GM specially came out. I know what the GM actually, it's a busy job, but he specifically came out and he really spoke out right there and then that I apologize that you never mentioned this once also.
I mean, that personal feeling that even the Vivanta has,
All that doesn't really matter. That's what we encourage our staff, that you have to build. It has to be not transactional. It has to be emotional. Because and I think that's the thing that we're trying to
Give a
get
personal
into.
touch, that matters.
That's it. So that is the culture we're trying to bring into our US hotel, which I think will be and is different from your regular room factories and people just checking out, blah blah blah. That's it. It's very transactional. So how do we take it to the next level? And I think that will be our USP. So that's something that we are trying. So one, we need to build a critical mass hotel. Secondly, we need to import some of this famed Indian hospitality there and bring in high level of guest service. So people will talk a little. It's not overnight, but it will happen.
So Vinay, does that satisfy you?
Like when customer walk away with experience.
It's an experience.
That's not marketing
It's
style.
memories, yeah.
One more thing. I've been with Tata, I think when I started my career, I worked with Tata Infotech for a couple of years. I'm not able to get that one answer. I'm hearing you, and the word we is very, very predominant. Right? 500,000 people,
Yeah.
everybody's talk about we. Even do you talk to me? Yes, it's my company. I still say, okay, TCS, it's still mine. Maybe I'm an ex-employee.
So I think
How you build that we?
I think that's the whole secret. That's I think I spoke. It comes from. I think it comes from the top. As I said, there has to be a certain set of common and shared values, and I think that's what the group has been able to do very successfully. When I speak about the Tata Code of Conduct,
Yeah.
I think that is one common set of values that are there across. Then second again, as when you look at your leaders, they walk the talk. They don't say something and do something else. Of course, there could be sometimes some deviation there and there, but as compared to most other industries, I think it's very very clear that leaders walk the talk. They say what they mean. They demonstrate it. And again, when you look at the purpose of the Tata Group, when you read their what does it stand for? It's not there to make money. I think they say that we are in the business of nation building. That's and leadership through trust. So the goal that they have put in front, I think it all comes down to that. That what is your purpose of existence? Why are you there? And they work for I think the goal is not just making money every quarter. If that is your vision, everything will align towards that. But I think if your vision is higher, if it's a little more subordinate, it has to be greater than. So it's for the greater good of the society, nation. I think then these things. That's the reason why it's held by trust. That's the reason why the company gives back. You have to give back to society what you take. You have to give back more, and that is what it believes in. But let's say if your vision is that I will make the maximum profit with the highest blah 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 blah, so that is it. I'm not saying that's wrong, but then you will not have that culture. You may have a totally different kind of a culture, but which may not be as enduring. This is endured for 150 years. So you see a lot of these big companies have come with an environment. One time it was where, and now it doesn't exist. And there's so many other such companies, much bigger, but they just come and next day they're not there.
I think people of my generation would remember when there used to be a program on Doordarshan on Discovery of India. sponsored by Tata Steel.
Tata Steel.
And the tagline was "Ispat bhi hum banate hain."
We
That
also
we
make
also
steel.
make steel.
Yeah. So, yeah, so it's it comes from all of these things put together.
Just to add on to this question, even we experience that this V factor is really helpful in a lot of areas. If like considering us, like we are 25 plus group, small group, but the thing is that we have posted the physical poster in our company. If you rotate ME 90 degrees, it is V. So this is the culture which we want. And what we get is that sometimes one person is absent for some reason, another person who can at least take care of that task, he comes and he says, okay, I have bandwidth, I'll take care. So this is the thing which I felt really helpful, especially when you're starting and you have the right people around you. And V factor really help you.
Oh, exactly. I'm just saying that if your vision is clear as to what do you stand for, and this is the group, as we said, our is clear. We want to be in leadership with trust. We are in the business of nation building. So then everything aligns to that. And as the startups or as I think if you have a goal, which is, I'm not saying everyone should keep the Tatas or somebody else. I'm talking about it because that's where I work. Maybe I haven't seen more on outside, but I'm telling you this is my experience and whatever my understanding is.
I think we've had a very interesting session and there have been a lot of takeaways. Rest assured, next time I am in US and Boston, I'm gonna
Of course,
give
look
trouble
forward.
to Karambir and enjoy a cup of cappuccino there.
That's right.
And
I'll give you some clam chowder as well.
oh, wonderful. And the same message we would like to convey to Karambir that Chandigarh is as equal a home to any other place that he stays. And
Thank you very
we
much.
always welcome him and will always look forward to an interaction with him, personal or professional.
Thank you very much. I'm really honored that you spent time. Thank you.
I'll just arrange a photograph currently. We'll just arrange and then all of us have a shot.